Hey, what's up? Today's 2-minute drill is all about something Cole Kubelik said on my radio show yesterday, and then subsequently I tweeted about it and everybody went nuts. So here's what Cole Kubelik said on the radio show yesterday, and here's what I tweeted about it. He said that Dan Mullen's going to win a national championship and an SEC title, reverse that, at Florida in his time there. And a lot of people disagree with that on Twitter and so on and so forth. I think there's three things you have to take into consideration. I don't necessarily wholeheartedly agree with Cole on this. I do believe Dan Mullen's going to improve Florida. He's going to elevate them almost immediately. But number one, you got to be an elite level recruiter every year if you want to win a national championship, right? It's pretty much a given. They signed a bunch of 4-star players over the last two recruiting cycles. I think 23 or 24 4-stars, composite anyway, combined in the last two classes. They still don't have as many blue chip players, though, 5-stars, as like Alabama and Georgia. So can Dan Mullen and his staff elevate those guys, like coach them up? If you look at the team that he handed off to Joe Moorhead, for instance, a bunch of NFL guys and second, third most talented defense in the league. The number two thing is Dan Mullen really, as the head coach at Mississippi State, never consistently delivered that knockout punch to the teams that had more talent than him. He was really consistent pretty much throughout those 9 years. Beat LSU twice. That was in 2014. Beat him again last year. In those 9 years, he had 3 wins against Auburn. He beat Gene Chizik in his last year. Beat him in 2014 and 15 in back-to-back years, Dak Prescott. And then even if you look in the big game category, in his 9 matchups with Ole Miss, whenever the game mattered the most, he didn't win that. And then even if you look last year at his last team at Mississippi State, he had a 30-point win over LSU, 37-7, just killed them in Starkville, but then followed that up with 2 really bad losses. Lost 31-3 against Georgia and lost 49-10 at Auburn. And the third and final thing, Georgia. They're the #1 recruiting class in the country this past year. 15 5-star players and about 30 4-stars. So the last 2 years, Florida has finished 5th and 4th in the SEC in recruiting. It's like every year they're behind Alabama, Georgia, and either Auburn or LSU. So the question is, can Dan consistently at Florida the next few years beat those teams who have better rosters? And one thing we know for sure with the championship expectations at Florida, he either does win a championship, national championship, or gone. They'll ship him on out. He can go live at his lake house for a year, be a TV analyst, or go be an intern on Nick Saban's staff.